Assalamu alaikum. I'm Salma Kazi Wahab and welcome. We're here in the heart of the Africa Travel Indaba 2026 after a wonderful networking day yesterday. Today, the floor is officially open. With official opening of the trade floor, official ceremonies will be underway and we're going to have an exciting morning as guests, media, delegates are officially abuzz, part of the action here. It's like walking into another universe as we prepare to hear all about why this tourism sector is so important, the value and purpose this Africa Travel Indaba will serve, the vision behind it, and why it's such a critical event for the African continent and the global tourism sector. So join us as we explore the Africa Travel Indaba Day 1 as a trade show.
Mr. President, thank you for gracing us today. And I can tell you, we signed performance agreements with him. And then he calls us once a year to come and report back. So the President gave me a target that by 2030, we must welcome 15 million visitors to our country. He also he said, Minister, you must also create more than 1 million jobs by 2029. So we've got targets that we are working to, and the President is monitoring us very closely. So, Mr. President, thank you for being with us today, and may God bless all of you once again.
Now, your theme is Unlimited Africa, growing Africa's tourism economy. But today we tell a different story. We tell a story that tourism is one of the most strategically important sectors to our continent. It is a new as well as an old sector. It is old because our people have always traveled across the various lands that we have on our continent. It is new because it has become an important sector in the economy of any country. I was in Spain the other day, and I was told that every year they welcome 30 million tourists into their country. They are like number 2 or so. There's another country that welcomes 40 million and above. So tourism has become an important sector in the economy of many countries. Our people on the African continent have always traveled across the continent to various countries. This sector, in the end, sits at the heart, but as well as the intersection of economic growth, employment, infrastructure development, cultural diplomacy, as well as conservation and continental integration. This is really the heart of what tourism is all about and what it contributes to the economies of our continent. For many African countries, tourism is not merely a leisure industry. It is a developmental instrument. It becomes an instrument through which we can grow our economies. Tourism must be seen for what it is, a major economic driver, as it contributes billions of dollars annually to many African economies. But those African economies have to create a conducive environment for this treasure trove to be opened, for these people to come to various parts of our continent, to come and see the glamour, the splendor of what Africa has to give. Yes, they bring foreign exchange, there are tax revenues that our countries can get, and there are investment inflows. As people see the splendor of what our continent has to give, they become incentivized to invest. And small businesses also develop. Job creation becomes an added activity that we should rely on. But the more important part as well is the skills development. Skills development that should benefit the young people, the women of our continent, and the disabled people on our continent. Now, before COVID-19, tourism accounted for possibly around 7% of Africa's GDP, directly and indirectly, and supported tens of millions of jobs across our continent. And countries such as Egypt, South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Mauritius, and Rwanda have demonstrated how tourism can become a real pillar of national growth. As Minister Delil was saying, here in South Africa, we recorded 10.5 million tourists who came into our country. And when tourists travel, they do not travel empty-handed. And when they travel, they do not travel with empty stomachs. When they travel, they come in some clothes, but they walk away and go back to their homes with more clothes. Their bags are more full. And this is the beauty of what tourism is all about. For countries struggling with commodity dependence, tourism is the answer. It is able to diversify the economies of countries. If, for instance, your economy is more focused on commodities, as many of our countries on the continent are, tourism can give a country an avenue, a new avenue to grow the economy. And it becomes possible, as I will outline in a minute. So economic diversification becomes an easier path that countries can take. So what should we do on a strategic basis is that we must encourage intra-African tourism, encourage Africans to travel within their own continent and get to know it. The temptation is always, let's go to Dubai, let's go to Europe. And yet there are so many offerings that we need to have. And we therefore need to also enhance the travel ability to be able to travel in the region and lower the airfares so that people can find it a lot easier to travel. And ladies and gentlemen, if we can do all that, that will also enhance skills development. We will then be able to have better skilled young people, and maybe we should even create academies of tourism, Minister, where it is just a clear academy of tourism where young people can go and learn a whole number of skills and know that there is a tourism university. If we want tourism to be put up there as an important discipline or economic sector, that is what we should do. We often say we should put up a school for engineering or a university for this and that. Tourism is a continuously growing sector in the economy of many of our countries, and that is what we should do. The last issue I'd like to touch on is community ownership. We should always make sure that the communities are not left behind, that the people who own this land, our communities, become part of the ownership of what we put together. So tourism, in my view, as your theme suggested, it's unlimited growth possibilities. And all we need to do is to be bold, is to be focused, and we will be able to have Africa brimming with a lot of tourist destinations, tourism. The visitors will come in their millions. They will come back to their original home, which is the continent of Africa. Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask the pledge. This is the pledge that we'll be signing today. Mr. President, I'm going to ask you to please come and join me with the minister as we sign the pledge. I'll just quickly want to read what the pledge here says. Today we pledge to grow Africa's tourism economy, to tell our stories, and together build a better Africa and a better world.
Welcome to Africa Travel Indaba.
Wamkelekile kwiqonga lezotyelelo lwaseAfrika.
Ndakulandelani ku Durban. We were one of South Africa's favorite comedians and social media personalities, Vafa. It was so good to see you here today amongst all the seriousness, the suits and the ties. But your thoughts on today's message from our President Cyril Ramaphosa when he says we need to take people to the real South Africa, away from Sandton, away from Cape Town. We need to give them true, authentic South African experiences. What do you have to say?
Yeah, because Mahikeng is a beautiful travel destination. Some say it's like the Dubai of South Africa. So we should stop this thing of saying people must go to Sandton. Arring Sandton, I think we should say Arring Mahikeng. Okay.
What for you would be an authentic South African experience to the international and the global world?
There's just so much. I don't think you can sum it up in one thing. But food, just go and eat. Just eat anything you find and eat that. I'm more curious about people, so I like going to small places and just finding out what people do there. Yeah, go to places without a plan, and ons sal 'n plan maak.
What's your favorite part of South Africa?
I'm not allowed to say it after what the president said, but I love the coastlines. I love the water. Still Cape Town, just because I stayed there for a long time. But other than that, everywhere else, just every single place else, yeah. Thank you.
We've got another very famous face and well-known personality, Logie Naidu, here with us as well. It was so wonderful to see you here as we hear all the positive talk about Durban. We're putting Durban on the map, they say, and deservedly so, to say it's going to reign supreme in the tourism sector. What are your thoughts when they say Durban is the mecca of tourism for South Africa?
No, absolutely. I think it's the pristine natural beauty of this province of KwaZulu-Natal, the warm hospitality of the people, the warm waters of the Indian Ocean, and the beautiful infrastructure that we have makes us the #1 tourism destination in the African continent. We are a very special place. It's a home of kings. It's home of the Zulu nation. It's about the multicultural community, the Indian, the white and the Zulu and the Portuguese and the Europeans that have come together in this province. It's such a wonderful mosaic. And I represent KZN Tourism. We have the Big Five Game Reserve, the Shlushluwe Umfolozi. We are a great tourist attraction, and we are now doing the upgrades, and we want to see international visitors coming to our province and to our beautiful city of Durban. It's called the Hot City because everything about the city is hot. The weather is hot, the people are hot, the food is hot.
We're joined with our Chief Operating Officer of South African Tourism, Mr. Ismail Dokrat. So excited to have you. Thank you so much for making some time with us. What wonderful messages are coming through from this event today? A lot of emphasis on culture and heritage and the diversity of South Africa as a nation as well. What are your thoughts on the Africa Travel Indaba so far?
Absolutely. And the thing I must add to that is that this is a truly African event, right? We've got many other African nations participating, exhibiting. We have ministers from other African countries, and we're wanting to use this particular Africa Travel Indaba to showcase the entire continent, and of course South Africa as a gateway to the entire continent. And to your point, culture, history, conservation, and so adventure, so many really interesting themes and segments to our tourism offering.
That's so exciting to hear. And when you see all the different types of exhibitors that are here and part of the event today, what does it show as far as South Africa's and Africa as a continent's abilities and promise for a future? When you hear the vision, you see the promise, what comes to your mind when you see it come to life here today?
You know, firstly, I think it's so important to understand just how important tourism is to our economic growth and development. It's become more important. It's central in this country and in many other countries. Travel has become, a key part of consumer behavior in this age that we find ourselves in. So that's really something that we need to latch onto. We need to leverage the great opportunity for our country. Our country has so many wonderful things to offer tourists from across the continent, from across the world. I think what makes South Africa really unique is that our offering has three really important components. The first is there's such a variety of experiences, there's such a variety of tastes, of smells, of things that you can see. Secondly, the value for money is fantastic, right? So when you compare South Africa to many other world-class destinations such as ours, it's a really value for money offering that we have. And thirdly, our people are wonderful. So this is a warm, welcoming, safe country to visit, and that's what makes us very special and unique.
Indeed, Africa is the origin of human culture and of human origin, and it should come as no surprise that we should, as Africa, bring all cultures into the melting pot of this continent, so that all the past bad histories should dissipate and all the good ones should come together. And we want to invite all the peoples of the world to come together, and as the continent is welcoming, everybody will be happy, and no wars, peace, peace, peace.
When you see the choirs and you see all the different nationalities, the colors, the races all coming together, seeing the different languages, it can't help. It gave me goosebumps at that moment. How did you feel watching that?
Oh yeah, I just said, that is it. That is what it is. Everybody, all colors, young and old, they come together. We are all one as humanity in this continent of Africa, without discriminating people according to color, religion, or whatever. We all one and happy.
What would you say to people that would say maybe we are sugarcoating the realities of South Africa when you see little white boys gumboot dancing on a stage, but you can't help but feel a sense of pride that is what Africa is about?
No, they actually live together in that school for years together, and they learn from each other, different cultures, different languages, and that which they were presenting to us today is reality, is not just sugarcoating, because when that young white boy sang in Sesotho, I had goosebumps, because he has learned that Sesotho language from his own African peers.
Finally, what is your vision for the Africa Travel Indaba? What do you hope to come out of it?
Africa Travel Indaba, there is a new movement, a new tsunami in the positive sense, that is poised to bring about the goodness, to bring the continent together. Many documents have been signed in the past, but it is doing it in reality, in real time, bringing people together to come and do something for the good of the continent.
We've got another visitor to our shores today, seeing and feeling the Durban hospitality from the Mpale Cultural Village. Grace, thank you so much for being here. What's your thoughts on the Indaba so far?
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. It has been a very good experience, and we're excited to showcase our Mpare Cultural Village, whereby we provide cultural activities in Malawi. So it has been a very good experience for us.
What we're seeing so far is the culture. It's a very culture-rich event this year, and everybody is learning about each other's cultures. They're teaching each other about cultures. Tell us a little bit about what Impale means and what do you do exactly?
Mpare, it is a Yao name. It is a cultural village. We've got accommodation, and also we showcase especially the culture of Yao in Malawi. These are based in Mangochi. So when you visit Mpare Cultural Village, apart from eating the traditional food for the Yao, as well as for the Malawi as a whole, you also get to know the dances, the culture of Yao in Malawi.
We've got the dynamic, cheerful and friendly faces that are welcoming you to the Africa Travel Indaba 2026, and we've got their chief spokesperson here that's going to speak on their behalf. Introduce your mates here next to you.
How are you doing, guys? It's Mlambo Langsani here. Yegela Akona, Olwetu, and Mvelo, and Nolo. So as Kate Matlejo.
Tell us, why is it so important for young people to be involved in events like this? They talk about youth development, opportunities, employment. Why do you think it's so important to have young people at these events?
I mean, it's very important. It's not only the experience that you get, but you get to network, put yourself out there, put your craft out there. Everything that you do and you have done, this is the right space to actually find the people who can actually put you there and get the experience that you need. So it's a must that you attend all these events like this one.
We're enjoying meeting all the different faces and personalities here at Africa Travel Indaba. Let's welcome Jamila here. I see you still very much calm, not quite exploring just yet. Have you been inside yet, seen what's to offer and what sort of exhibitors are here at the Africa Indaba?
Actually, I've been here from last week. We are working with Tourism South Africa. We're traveling from Free State to Durban. Trying to showcase South Africa to the tourists. We have a lady from Malaysia, we have a lady from Ghana, we have a guy from Congo, different places. So we're showcasing South Africa we are part of Avis. It's a car hire, it's a car hire.
Of course, so very important people at this event. What's been the general response so far that you've seen or heard from people at the attendees here?
Positive things. They love South Africa. They say South Africa is beautiful, especially Durban, and they would love to explore more of it. They just quite curious about everything and the culture. From Sutu, Zulu, they want to know more. They want to know how to say sawubona, how to say thank you. They always ask different questions about how to say things. Yeah.
How important do you think this is, this message that we're seeing coming across from this year's Africa Travel Indaba, that it's a time to show the real Africa, not the sugar-coated one or the pretty one that everyone is seeing or the typical safari one that's made perfect for the foreigners or packaged in that way? What do you think about the real, raw African experiences, taking them to the rural areas, those areas that need to get attention? What's your perspective and thoughts on that, on showing people, tourists, and taking them through the unseen places?
I feel like it's the best way of doing things so that they can learn on themselves, so that they don't assume or hear from the media. They get to understand and ask questions themselves, and it makes it easy for them to know our culture and knowing that we are different and we do things differently and united at the same time. I feel like it was a good initiative to do this because people are getting to know more about Africa, with actually South Africa, outside of media. So it's very good.
It's all about culture here at the Africa Travel Indaba 2026, and you can't help but notice all these very impeccably dressed individuals, and we're learning so much, so many different languages as well. It certainly is, as previously said, a melting pot of cultures and languages. I'm going to allow the two gentlemen next to me to introduce themselves and where they're from.
Hi, Sisi. My name is Liko Matolo from the Nyandeni local municipality under the Or Tambo district. I'm with my mayor. Let me give him a mic to introduce himself properly.
Yes, I'm Damasa Viwe, the mayor of Nyandeni local municipality. I'm here with my exhibitors from villages.
Thank you so much. We are here today representing the Mpondo culture. As you see us wearing, this is the clothes that the male do wear when they have the traditional ceremonies. And then the fathers of the homes wear like this throughout the ceremonies to represent the manhood of our culture. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's very enlightening. I love the beading as well. We do see it in Durban and KZN all the time with the Zulu cultures also. But it's incredible to see it, the different diversity. I've seen ladies have it in their hair, hanging from their hair, the different garments. We're seeing all the different types. How important it is that you see, and we've heard the president's address as well, to show people the real Africa, the real South Africa that perhaps people don't necessarily see, they aren't often visiting. How important is it to show tourism that this is Africa?
It is much important so that people can see the different types of languages, culture, and how people live. Even the food that we eat, we're different. Even this beading is more like of the Zulus, but we're in the Nguni tribe. But we do have something that is different from this building. Even the way that we wear, we don't just wear it. Not everyone can wear like this blanket like this. Not everyone can wear this beading. It's just because of our culture. As much as you see that, it is one of the same thing.
Absolutely. Finally, Mr. Mayor, your message, what do you hope to achieve from this Africa Tourism Indaba? What do you want people to see?
You know, it's not every day that you are given such a platform, because this is, as much as it is called Africa Travel Indaba, but it's more international. You'll find out that even people of South Africa don't know much about the cultures. As you said, we are a multicultural society. How much do we know about other cultures? Very little. So it's important that this continues so that we expose the culture of our people, we market and brand it for other nations to buy it. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. If you were to welcome people to Africa Travel Indaba in your own language, how would you do it?
Wamkelekile kwiqonga lezotyelelo lwase-Afrika.
It's been a wonderful time here at the Africa Travel Indaba 2026. So many messages coming through of culture and heritage and appreciating who we are and where we come from. Africa Travel Indaba surely putting Africa on the map.